the rule of Xi has finally entrenched. It came as no surprise to anyone that the chairman of the Communist Party of China was re-elected for an unprecedented third term. In addition, Xi Jinping will retain the post of head of the Central Military Council of China for another 5 years. Thus, unlimited apparatus and military power is concentrated in his hands. Particularly noteworthy is the way Xi was elected. Of the 2,952 deputies, no one voted against it.
General Secretary Xi Jinping was unanimously elected President of China and Chairman of the Central Military Council, reflecting the common will of the party, the people and the armed forces, as well as the common aspirations of the entire Chinese people. These elections fully demonstrated the people's democracy, as well as the advantages and characteristics of the socialist system.
The fact that China is now controlled not so much by the Central Committee of the Communist Party as by Xi personally is also indicated by personal changes. Both the new Prime Minister Li Qiang and the Vice Premiers who have been replaced in full force are people who for years have shown themselves as personally loyal to Xi Jinping as possible. The same Li Qiang previously ruled Shanghai, where he organized one of the most stringent quarantines in the country, according to Xi's personal project Zero COVID policy. According to experts, the new government is even more anti-Western and ideologically charged than the previous one.
Так, безумовно, новий склад уряду.
To be sure, the new composition of the Chinese government is anti-Western, and this was clear even at the previous Congress, when they elected their own standing committee of the Communist Party of China, and in particular the Politburo of the Chinese Communist Party. That is, in general, Xi Jinping pulled virtually all of his friends to power. And these friends are notable for their particular hatred of the liberal democratic order. Therefore, one should expect exclusively anti-Western and anti-democratic actions on the part of the new Chinese government.
But who was not affected by the reshuffle are the head of the People's Banks of China and the Ministers of Health and Foreign Affairs. According to Western analysts, in this way, Xi wants to stabilize the economic situation, pointing out to investors that the chosen course is unchanged, and the most odious newly appointed minister can safely be called the head of the Defense Department, Li Shangfu. Back in 2018, the United States imposed sanctions against him for cooperation with the Russian defense sector. The State Department believes that Shangfu's actions could strengthen the Russian army in its illegal aggression against Ukraine.
The Secretary of State imposed sanctions on the Chinese entity Equipment Development Department and its director, Li Shangfu, for engaging in significant transactions with persons on the LSP. These transactions involved Russia's transfer to China of Su-35 combat aircraft and S-400 surface-to-air missile system-related equipment, from a report on the U.S. State Department website.
Sanctions against the Chinese defense minister include a ban on an American visa. This will further complicate Beijing's interaction with the Pentagon, but it is quite possible to expand cooperation in the military sphere with Russia. Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang also spoke about the development of bilateral relations with Moscow. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Danilo Kobza, UATV News.